versatility for Twisted Minds. But this also feels like you are relying a lot on Nolan to play that Nolan chip from early to mid, and then late comes all the way down to Sano.
Where? Is it really just gonna go into the roam? What if they're
Granger?
What if they're mad lads enough?
What did
Yo.
Yes!
Granger jungle. Wow, for
Yeah.
Futrogen.
Let's go! Because they've got a lot of setup. Although my only issue is the Harith. I was thinking maybe Beatrix. I mean, there's a lot we're going to be talking about all outside of the cast. Let's throw it over to our casters. Take it away.
Hey, we shall. I'm super excited to see this one around, and I feel the same way. You know, we're going to have this Granger jungle now here in front of us. Again, I'm Naisu, and this is Stafa to bring you the action for the matchup ahead of us. But I don't know. I'm liking the drafts here for both of the teams. I know there's a chip, too, over there, Stafa, but I'm wondering if they'll be able to utilize it, because we have seen in the past, maybe the chip doesn't work out because it was a power pick for the longest time, but let's see.
Upon the land of dawn sits an empty throne, eager for a new king. Will the kingdom rise to claim it, or will their mind palaces be twisted beyond recognition? Welcome back to the land of dawn for RRQ Hoshi versus Twisted Minds.
Okay, jumping in the game. We're gonna find out if this is actually gonna work out for them, because we know that again, the momentum that both these teams have had throughout the Swiss stage has been pretty good. But with that, you know, looking at this now, I think when we talk about the specific heroes that could change the course of this game, wow, already quite aggressive.
And mid lane, a lot of damage being done. It's somewhat to be expected, right? Cho, Zusin, mid combo is going to be very oppressive just in terms of level 1 damage.
Make sure you guys go ahead and grab yourselves the M6 Pass. It's available now from the 18th of November all the way to the 29th of December. You can complete all tasks in the game to reach level 75 for free, and there's a ton of rewards waiting for you guys. Of course, the Claude Battle Emote, the Glory Avatar Border, the Battle Emote for Baksha, and the new special skin for Baksha as well, the Dauntless Shield, all for free. So back to the game. I think one of the things here too, Stafa, is the pacing, I guess you could say, this time around for RRQ Hoshi. We know that they love to fight, especially early on. And with a lineup like this, especially with the Granger, I think once you have that level 4 available from Edok, like we've seen him do in the past with this Cho, they're going to be aggressive already.
They already are. Troll almost dead, 10%. Hoda going to be able to block that Death Sonata to make sure First Blood isn't given too early on. But a beautiful Lantern pull on Coffin, going to continue the pressure on for RRQ.
Again, pressure is what we expect here with the lineup from RRQ, and wondering if Twisted Minds will be able to answer it. The fact that they have a chip, they start up this turtle right away.
Yeah, Hoda's just going for it and instantly seals it away before RRQ Hoshi can even respond. We're going to see Mike Summer pull the back with the Lantern, going to use the Glorious Pathway to get out.
Very decisive decision to go ahead and start up that turtle right away based on how things went, and they secure them that objective. Great for Twisted Minds. Taking a look here, emblems-wise as well, this is nothing, you know, too out of the ordinary. Of course, on both sides still, you have the revitalizers for both these teams to go around with. But even then, the matchup in the jungle alone, I'm wondering how the pacing will be, because so far, even for Hoda, he's been doing pretty good, you know, dealing with the pacing that needs to be set up against this Granger jungle, able to farm. This is one thing we know about Nolan, is even if you don't force these fights, Nolan can shine later on, especially by just getting to the back lane or even putting pressure on the opposite side of the map. And then you have to respond to this. You know, we usually see this with King Kong before, when he loved to pick the Nolan pick up, and they'll go ahead and work around that. But so far, it's been a struggle to really find that pick off from either side. But now that Edok has the Way of the Dragon available, this is where we see them possibly trying to make a play. Sano's gonna get the information. Whoa, the kick.
Good flicker from Troll, though. Not going to let the Way of the Dragon go in the direction they wanted. Pops on the shortcut. Troll will be taken out. First Blood over to Sutsujin. And even the Twisted Minds takes the portal through, RRQ Hoshi instantly scatter their front lines and don't give them any space.
That was the right idea, man. You know, like, they went in, Troll goes in, Zaman Force.
Here comes Hoda, looking for Skylar. We're going to see the flicker used. Zaman Force as well, allowing the Harith to jump away easily from Hoda.
Good flicker, and that's the point I was going to say earlier on. You know, that was the right idea. Drop the shortcut, go in. Edok actually survived that initiation through the portals because he had the flicker. And then Skylar there too, burning that will stay alive. First item pickup, the priority here for Sutsujin is going to be the Sky Piercer, man. So wondering what else the build will be here for this Granger in the jungle. But this time around, RRQ looks to go ahead and secure themselves this turtle. So now 1-for-1, both teams. Edok, it's got to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't have a flicker available, but still has the backup of the team Rins there as well. So still, both teams kind of looking for this side of the map where they can actually really punish things.
Yeah, RRQ Hoshi especially, we know to be a team that's quite aggressive early on. They definitely have more of an early to mid-game power spike. So even though you're on a hero that can actually scale up with stacks like the Granger, we see Sutsujin going for Sky Piercer to just full out aggro the early game.
Here again, focus on the bottom side. This is what we see teams really do, especially against the Bruno right now, and this might be the play for them, but so far so good. Troll's been exactly where he needs to be. Kind of keeping an eye on Sano there, making sure that, you know, doesn't get too out of control from the pressure being put by RRQ. And so they still kind of look for things, and this is still the answer, though. You can see them really focusing down, doubling down on the side of the map. They want to start to get some of the tier 1 down if they can, and Sano trying to keep them at bay, but look at the damage.
Ouch! That is a lot of damage. Purify used by Sano in the back line. Portal drop down in the front line, and they're going to be able to catch out one, but it's going to be a Skylar trade for Sano. Foco later's gone. The knock-up way is the Dragon. Jikunda onto Hoda, but he's still able to dash away. Dyron now on top of the Nolan, going to be able to pick him off with Rin's assistance. As Knock is picked up in the back line, it is trade for trade for trade, as Sutsujin picks up one for himself. Only 2 players remaining on both teams. Avatar the Guardian going to look for the knock-up, but Coven still has Purify, so the Susan is able to walk out.
Yeah, even trade. You know, 3 for 3 so far. Sano, though, joining the fight again. Gonna force them out of the jungle. Taking a couple shots from the Rhapsody, too. But ultimately, a good fight from Twisted Minds. You know, able to go toe-to-toe. It was unfortunate that Sano kind of got cut off, and then, you know, he got caught away from the team, and Rins was able to clean it up, and then the shortcut came through. And it looked a little chaotic for a while from Twisted Minds on exactly what they wanted to do in that fight. But ultimately, the fact that they got some kills out of the exchange was great, but they are losing these turrets. And that is going to be the advantage that RRQ plays with as they work on this third turtle. Secure it here now, 2 in their favor. And also, again, the space here. Troll, though, joining the fight.
Yep, Troll dropping down the shortcut on Skylar, but multiple members of both teams going to be taking it through. Skylar now being surrounded. Avatar the Guardian, unfortunately, in a bad spot from Dyron, so not able to save him. But now the lift up on Hoda, going to be one traded over. Sano doing so much damage on the backline, though, as RRQ Hoshi is dealing with all of the bulky frontliners, and they're not able to break through. One more down. Here comes Sutsujin from flank. Not able to finish off Troll, though. Rhapsody comes out, Cuffing, going to use the ultimate as well to escape from Edok. And RRQ Hoshi has run out of resources. Twisted Mind comes out on top.
Really good fight from Twisted Minds, and it could have been way worse, but great usage of playing some of that front line to block some of those shots so that Sutsujin couldn't just like walk in and then capitalize on some kills there. Again, both teams really trying to go and scale up, but yes, there's still this lead. There's still also the macro advantage that RRQ has, and this is, you know, what they're going to play around with. The fact that they got those early turrets down, they can play into it. Good item power pickup here for Sano. Malefic Gun is picked up now. Key item that a lot of the Brunos need, but a look at the pressure here now on this side of the jungle from RRQ. And they look to actually stare down this tier 2 turret. Couple shots with the Destinata. They will trade. Finally, that tier 1 goes down. Twisted Minds still pushing up there on the top. Looks like they might even trade this one. But they're going to have to go back and answer it. They do send Skylar up there, but this is a great kind of mirroring happening from Twisted Minds to deal with that pressure that RRQ is putting around the map.
Yeah, I really like what Twisted Minds is doing right now. They understand their opponent, right? They've definitely done their research and knows that RRQ is a team that wants to play for early game, ideally for snowball. And so they're simply not giving it to them, even if it means sacrificing a few towers. The goal is to get to that power spike around that level 15, where Bruno just immediately takes over the game with the 4 for 5th item.
How do you think that's going to work out here, though, Staffa? Like, when we get to the late game, especially the level 15 in mind, and you have those 2 gold laners, a Bruno and a Granger, who has that upper hand?
Well, you have to remember Granger is actually the jungler here. Hold on, Troll gonna get kicked. Drop the shortcut in time, but he's already gone. Coffin comes through. AOG to stop anyone else. Hoda actually comes through right at the end. RRQ able to destroy the portal. Twisted Mind's not gonna lose any more besides Troll for now, but that is the chip gone. And here comes the full commit from RRQ. Glorious Pathway, not able to escape, but Sano doing so much damage from the flank, able to take out E-Dog. That's a trade on Mike Sama as well for RRQ. Lord dropping low, Sutsujin secures it. Mano Coffin steals the Zeus ult, jumps forward, takes one, but is not able to finish off Sutsujin. That's gonna be a double kill for the Granger.
Double kill for the Granger. Sano's still going though, takes a couple shots at Dyron. And yes, like you mentioned, there's the taunt.
Still going in, gets the passive in time to set up for the Zaman Force. Dev Sonata not quite long enough though. So Dyron, unfortunately, giving his life for nothing.
See, I'm so used to seeing Granger in the gold lane. Yes, you are correct, right? In the jungle. Even that matchup, though, it's still going to be crucial for this fight because, yes, Skylar, his job on this Harith is mainly dropping down the Zaman Force they can fight in it. But the range battle, especially with the Granger in mind, you know, you're going to be trying to deal with Sano shooting off, especially with a Malefic gun. And this is what he's doing.
Yeah, look at how much damage, how much pressure Sutsujin is applying all by himself. The Ray. Oh! The blow up, the shutdown, the monster kill as Sutsujin plays one final Dev Sonata for Sano.
That's what I was talking about, man. I mean, the two marksmen technically on the map is what you have to deal with in the range. It seems like the advantage really going to this Granger, and you take too many Rhapsody shots, and then next thing you know, boom, Death Sonata, and you are gone. Oh, Hoda.
Hoda trying to look for Skylar, but the Zaman Force comes out. We can see even Skylar is scaling up now despite not having any kills. And Sutsujin dropping Mike Sama to 30%, forcing out the glorious pathway before the fight even starts. Death Sonata just pelting at Sano from all the way across the map.
How do you catch this guy? You know, how do you actually put that pressure where you need to? They're going to put it on the top turret right now. Trying to salt the base down. Again, it was only that first lore that pushed in. They will lose those holy shields, those holy defenses in the base, but ultimately Twisted Minds does hold on. We get a preview of the stacks, of course, for the Granger, but also the Sky Piercer. He's got 5 stacks right now at the 50 mark. And this is the thing. You're already seeing that preview, and I think that's what's got to be answered here. How do you deal with this? How do you catch Sutsujin? Because, you know, even if you try to go for that angle, then this is why I was saying the Zaman Force plays that part where at least you can drop it down and then Skylar can do his thing. And he's been farming up for the majority of the game. And it does get a little more difficult. And I think that's why we have to see Troll utilize the shortcut in a specific way to be able to offset RRQ Hoshi's kind of positioning when it comes to the team fights.
Yo, Sutsujin is actually insane right now. Double the farm of Hoda, nearly triple the damage dealt of the second highest DPS in the game. He is showing us how Granger jungle is meant to be played. And I am terrified because I am going to see him everywhere in my pub games after this.
You know what? At this point, there's been some trendsetters so far.
Troll found Sutsujin.
There it is.
Shortcut comes in. Coffin with the shutdown. And now Rins has to use ultimate defensively. That is the kill that Twisted Minds have been looking for, but conceal play. Flicker forward by Troll to escape. Unfortunately, still going to be cut off by 4 members of RRQ looking for a little bit of vengeance. Zaman Force should be the final nail in the coffin here as Skylar finds a little bit of revenge.
Oh, you see what's happening here too. Twisted Minds gets that information. They make their way to Lord. They know that Susujin's down and gone. But RQ, they actually want to stall this out as much as they can and possibly even fight this. Can they make it happen?
AOG gonna miss on Dyron. Actually zones out the way of the Dragon onto Hoda, right into Rins, but Hoda wasn't quite ready. Still able to get it though with the Zaman Force comes in. Dyron buying a lot of space between Coffin and Sano. Gonna eventually lose his life because Bruno is starting to hit pretty hard. But RRQ Hoshi will secure the position they were looking for around the Lord Pit. Sutsujin finally respawned. Coffin trying to drop Rins down, but Purify already used. Has to use the ultimate as well. Sano looking for Skylar, not able to find it. Rins gets executed at the end of his life, but the job is done as the Lord falls into the hands of RRQ.
Great play there from RRQ to actually go ahead and stall things out, find the right target, take out Hoda, and that bought him enough time for Sutsujin to make it to secure the Lord. Good attempt from Twisted Minds, but ultimately they find themselves on the defense. And you know, earlier what they did, the way they utilized that shortcut to be able to go and crash into Sutsujin and take him out is great. I'm wondering if they're going to replicate it.
Well, speaking of, they literally use the shortcut again on Skylar and Eva
Oh.
this time, and the latter is already gone, but they will trade Coffin for it. Troll now being chased down by Sutsujin, not going to be able to escape with the death banana. I think that's the Sky Piercer proc. Double kill for Sutsujin as RRQ trade 1 for 2. Lord crashing in mid lane. Mid inhibitor already gone for Twisted Minds.
Edok did go down, but this is, again, a play that RQ can go and now knock on the base turrets, still up top and bottom of Twisted Minds. Definitely still have to respect what can be set up here.
Now Glorious Pathway comes in, a nice fracture. Sutsujin at 10%. There's no Sky Piercer, though. Not enough to finish him off. Skylar with the killing spree. Sano will trade for Rins. Zusin going a bit too far in, but that is another inhibitor gone. And with the final one falling, Twisted Minds no longer have any structures.
That was so close, Staff. I mean, a good thing for the Revitalize to help Susujin there because he got really low, and that's what I was saying. You got to be able to respect the damage still that can come from Twisted Minds. We saw a preview of it, and if they get caught in a Glorious Pathway trying to escape, then they might be in a bad situation. Twisted Minds, I feel like at this point, they almost have to twist their own minds to be able to go and find the right target, which is Susujin on the backside, utilizing the shortcut, taking a look at the items. They nearly have exactly what they need. This is a good item pickup too for Troll because he has to be kind of tanking up those shots, the Rhapsody or whatnot, even those basic attacks from Susujin, now that he has the NT Karas here to help him up, soak that up. But even so, Mike Saman needs to get a little more defensive because part of his job obviously is utilizing the Glorious Pathway, but then the Revitalize. And like I said, Hoda, we see this time and time again with a Nolan, man, able to go ahead and try to assassinate someone before you end up going down or escaping are all going to come to play. And even for Cuffin, you know, what ultimate is he usually taking? Well, it's usually Rins's Beacon, and he picks up a Divine Glaive. So damage is going to be great from Twisted Minds. The hard part is really solving that puzzle of the team fight and the positioning that they need. Because some more big item pickups obviously are going to RRQ now that they have the 6K gold lead. And even earlier on, you saw how much gold and damage was done from Susujin alone. He's picking up the potion now too. He's locked and loaded at this point.
Oh, Desanada, they scouted out Troll. No ambush attempt here. And RRQ, you can see how effectively they are using this hero pickup. Twisted Minds, like you mentioned, do need to delay the game a bit longer. Their frontliners are just not durable enough. In comparison, Dairen and Edok both already have Twilight armor. So even Sano not going to be able to get through them too quickly.
It's a really hard positioning to take here against this Lord, take against RRQ for Twisted Minds too. Cuffin's still looking to take an ultimate from this. We'll see what he ends up doing. They are going to go ahead and stay away from Cuffin's entry point. Rins is going to wait patiently there. The Lord is going to be started up. They still have to, again, take time because Troll can actually go ahead and utilize this chip in this situation. But look at the placement of Hoda. Hoda's on the other side, again, because he knows that he can shortcut on through. Half health on the Lord. Here's the green light. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, RRQ makes the executive
Troll.
decision, but Troll is in the backline with the shortcut. Skylar picks up the Lord, but here comes Glorious Pathway. And Twisted Minds are surrounding RRQ Hoshi. But Sutsujin is too much damage, so it's going to be a mega kill. Sano going to be trading 1 for 1. And now Skylar has been shut down. And Sano is going insane. He finally gets traded away. But what does it cost? All 5 members of RRQ. The kingdom has been wiped off the map.
Twisted Minds twisted their mind for that one, man. I said that's what they had to do. They do it. They diminish the gold lead that RRQ had. They still have to deal with this Lord, but what a momentum shift that Twisted Minds just had. We're going to get a good look at this replay. Again, brought to us by Kadia. Look at this placement. Troll comes in, conceal, finds Riz, crash courses in, does a ton of damage too, drops things down. The AOG wasn't enough to help them out, and then even from Troll, he takes this aggressive flicker forward to cap out a kill. And that is a fight that definitely goes in the hands of Twisted Minds. Great usage of the chip, and again, this is why that hero was usually banned out majority of the time, because things like that can happen. RRQ still in control generally of the game because of the advantage they have with the map presence. Those turrets are down from Twisted Minds, but that's exactly what they need to hopefully turn things around in their favor if they really want to cap out game 1. Again, it is a best of 3 this time.
I've personally observed so far in the Swiss stage that when you are playing against a Bruno, if you are not able to end the game by the 15-16 minute mark, it doesn't usually end very well for you. And Twisted Minds have bought themselves a lot of time with that previous engagement.
Yeah.
So I am actually quite worried for RRQ now. They really got to play the next few minutes carefully, or we could witness another comeback.
Twisted Minds has been doing that. You know, we saw that yesterday. Get another look here at the stacks, of course, with Sutsujin. He's also a huge threat. You know, we talk about the Bruno a lot, but it's still the same thing. And Twisted Minds, eventually, they have to do so much. They have to line up so many things right to be able to shut down the right marks here from RRQ. And that's what they did. So still, Troll, he's going to have to replicate the same thing because most likely it's a stalemate until this next Lord comes up, unless they actually force a fight for that numbers advantage. RRQ Hoshi, considering the fact that they have control around the majority of the map, they could do that. But it also exposes them if they aren't able to actually land that setup they're looking for, whether that's Edok, whether that's even Dyren. They're better off kind of just taking it slow, waiting for that Lord to come up, and then trying to go about it a different way. Because this time around, I don't think it's going to be the same thing. You know, RRQ Hoshi isn't going to fall for that play that we saw earlier from Troll, setting things up through the portal and then dropping the shortcut.
Yeah, RRQ Hoshi basically need to mind the positionings of two players on Twisted Minds, and that is going to be Troll and Sano specifically for reasons that I don't think need to be too definitively explained, right? We know that these are the main targets that RRQ could lose the game because of, and because of that, they gotta adopt a slightly less aggressive positioning around this next Lord.
It's a really crucial one again, 20 plus minutes in. Still take note of the positioning for both teams on the map. I don't think Sutsujin actually, you know, wants to fully commit to this just yet, too. Cuffin taking the Avatar of the Guardian this time around. And as RRQ gets ready for this fight, you know, manages the waves, they want some of that pressure to still go, too. And that's why you also have the Hoda dealing with that wave up top, because they've got all three lanes kind of pushing in because the base turrets are down. And so they got to manage that. They might even try. Looks like they wanted to possibly push into that tier 2. It does. It might go down. They sent Skylar up to deal with it, but both teams kind of just staring each other down. If they could actually get a surprise attack on someone here for Twisted Minds, if they can actually find one of the members of RRQ and take them down, then that sets themselves up better for the Lord take. But it's half health now. And Cuffin holding on to this Avatar of the Guardian. It is going to go for a reset. They're still staying up top, though, too. They're up Hoda alongside Troll. Both teams not really wanting to overcommit on this Lord.
Yeah, in this case, Twisted Minds going for the macro decisions here. And Troll finally taking the shortcut through. Flickers forward. Doesn't really find the target he needed, but Portal comes through finally to set up Hoda. Comes right in, gets the Lord very, very easily. RRQ Hoshi looking for retribution right now. Trying to pick up Mike Sama, but he's able to run away. And Cuffin, even with the Terrify, prevents further engagement. Twisted Minds snatches the Lord right from under RRQ Hoshi.
Again, another box ticked here for Twisted Minds to go ahead and turn the game in their favor. They made the right move. They went in, they got the Lord, and then they disengaged. And now they can kind of recuperate themselves and get ready to go ahead and march further with this. Look at the gold difference between the gold laners. Sano's done an amazing job at really farming up. Still obviously locked in with everything that he needs. Going with the no boot route here. And just picks up the potions because he wants to be able to pop off as much damage as he can when things are set up. Cuffin still holding on to the Avatar of the Guardian too. This could be a very scary defense for RRQ Hoshi to defend against as that Lord makes its way up top. They try to hold on to these turrets the best they can. They still have the tier 2 turrets, and it looks like they'll clear things out that way. But also defensively. You know, earlier I was saying Mike Saman needed to get some more of that tankiness, and now he's got it. Even with the immortality, able to help him out from this. So RRQ, as the waves are going to be managed out, how do they approach this base defense? When we look at it, their base defense isn't too bad, but they're most likely going to have to utilize the Zaman Force to clear some of these powered up waves, because this is a rather strong Lord pushing in at almost the 23-minute mark. They want to hold on to the base turrets, but we might see a exposed base from RRQ. as they get ready for the defense.
Flores Pathway comes in, Twisted Mind looking for the kill angle. Dyron caught out, cannot AOG out to safety. Killing free for Hoda, and the stolen AOG knocks up Enoch. He has to flicker away.
They gotta deal with
They're gonna be
Lord.
able to pick up Troll. The Lord is on top of the crystal, but it's dropping low. Zaman Force comes out. RRQ Hoshi will be able to clear it away as Twisted Minds now retreat. Skylar blows up in a single second as Sano kicks him in the face with a bowling ball. Twisted Minds in full control.
Yeah, those aren't footballs anymore, Staffa. Those are bowling balls at this point from Sano. And you can see just how much damage it is doing.
Troll even going back in. Shortcut comes out. Cup in takes in. Mike Sama
Oh,
as well.
no.
Flores Pathway drop down. Edok gonna be targeted. Still has immortality. So she's in trying to clear the way
The
as much
base.
as possible, but they don't have enough damage. Twisted Minds have turned it around. They have taken game number 1 from RRQ Hoshi.
You cannot count these guys out. The Twisted Minds, man. I said it earlier. They got to twist their minds, get back into the game, make it work. They were down by so much, and they scrap it together again, just like they did yesterday, even without the Sicilian. What a performance from them. Panel, take us through game number 1.